What's good, y'all? We are back with another video. Got back from Tulsa 2 days ago. This one's gonna be a little bit different than other videos, though. Instead of talking about random things that are happening in my life right now, or just like sports world, or even music, or whatever. Want to take this time today to do the first advice video, I guess. And so, this one in particular is gonna be about how I was able to get rid of bad habits that were ruining my life. Maybe it's been dramatic, but it was things that are having a significant negative impact on me. And so, I'll start by saying that even though the main thing that helped me with these things was season of Lent, which is a Catholic thing, you can use any set of time to reset when you just want to get rid of a bad habit and replace it with something new that's healthier and will help you more down the road. And so, the first big thing is YouTube. Now, there's lots of helpful content on YouTube, but like any social media platform, when it's used in excess, then it can become really detrimental for your health. Especially, I noticed during freshman year, we tested no computer restrictions, and so I would basically run out the clock on lots of days with homework, and instead of being productive with my schoolwork and staying on top of things, I would waste hours a day watching YouTube content that was not helpful for me at all. It was just for my entertainment and because it made me feel good in the moment. But in those days when I started to get behind, and even on weekends when I would just spend hours again on YouTube and spend a lot of family or doing something else productive, I just felt like I wasted entire days watching stuff that was not helpful to me. Even though it was fun and made me laugh and things like that, it really just wasn't a big positive impact on my life. And so this spring, after all the years of trying and failing at that, I used season of Lent to give up YouTube and decided, hey, even on Sundays when you're technically allowed to, I'm just gonna cut it out entirely during the spring. And in large part, it was very successful. And after Lent, I was able to cut out all the channels that were simply entertainment and focus on watching those that were helpful to me to grow as a person, and all tips that will help me get more fit, eat better, think about things that could help me build a successful career and more. And so that was something that's really helpful. Now, I think the most important thing, because what's really hard, setting a goal is not hard, it's sticking to it that's hard, and having the commitment to just continue with something that's going to challenge you. And so the biggest thing to do is just stay accountable to yourself. And I mean, think about it. There were definitely days, there were so many days where I would just okay, what if I just watch this one little thing, or what if I just okay, it's just one video, let me do this real quick. And it takes a lot of discipline to just say no to those desires and be okay, you know what? If you watch a video, it's going to turn into a trap of a lot more, and so we're not going to do that. And so I think the goal is just it's hard. They take time. It's a lot of discipline and it takes a lot of motivation. But getting rid of bad habits is something that's helpful, and it's achievable. Wow, this car is. Why are they parked this way? Can't get around them. Boom. The second thing I wanted to highlight was unhealthy foods. And so, 2 years ago for Lent, I gave up soda because my family, we don't go to restaurants a lot, but I'd have times at youth group, or when we did go out, I would almost always get some sort of soda, whether it was Sprite, or Dr. Pepper, or Pepsi, or something along those lines, right? And I realized over time that drinking soda a lot wasn't healthy for me, and I also felt really bad and dehydrated after having a lot of soda. And this is the same effect with lots of candy, whether it was or Sour Patch Kids or Skittles. These things are just loaded with sugar and sodium, and they're meant to taste good, but they're really just terrible for you and your health. And so 2 years ago I gave soda for Lent. And now something big, it's I tell people now, and I've said in previous videos, that the only things I drink now are sweet tea, lemonade, and water. And I think that was something huge for me that I was able to let go of. And the biggest thing I'll just say for people is, like, just like when you set a goal, like set a time window to like work on it. So say like, okay, I'm gonna try, instead of saying like, okay, I'm just not gonna drink soda anymore. When you say you start with like, hey, I'm not gonna drink any soda this week, and if that's successful, okay, let's try another week, and then okay, how about a month after that? And so setting the little time intervals is something, and then setting the goal to it. The other thing that's helped me a lot, and I give this back to my brother as well, is use things that can be vices but also good things as like incentives. So say like, hey, if I do like this project thing, if I finish all my schoolwork, if I go a week without doing this, okay, then I can get a soda. And what you'll notice is over time, you'll start craving that thing less and less. That was once a vice, and now it becomes something like, okay, it's good every once in a while, but now it's not something you're constantly craving every day, and something that you just need to have, right? And so, in that case, so right now, so soda I barely drink anymore, and so I turned up something I was craving all the time into something that was something I really don't do anymore. It just takes a lot of like dedication and discipline, you know? Those are the two biggest things I could say. And especially candy last summer when we got half off for concessions at my pool, like almost every shift I would get like a snow cone, and it's loaded with all dyes and sugar and all that stuff, and it's just really not healthy. And especially the YouTube consumption, that was one of those hardest for me because it's been something that had just become like such an integral part of like what I did on the daily. And I just got through the day and like, oh yeah, this is cool, I learned this and this. But at the end of the day, that didn't really help me at all in reaching my like ultimate goals and helping me grow as a person. And so, yeah, it's just really something that I'm gonna do, because when people are engaging in bad habits, they don't often see them as bad at first. They're like, okay, yeah, it's something that's fun I like to do, it's like a hobby, it's just something I like to do, something bad about it, like I like to criticize it. But really over time you see like the negative impact versus like eating unhealthy and watching large amounts of content ultimately just leaves you feeling drained in the day. And I have lots of brothers, it left me like no energy to hang out with them, and it would just leave me in really hard places mentally. And that's the biggest thing. It's just like these are two things with the unhealthy food and YouTube that make me feel both unhealthy physically and mentally. And so even though something is hard to let go of at first, ultimately letting go of these things and not only having them in small pieces every once in a while is something that's really just allowed me to reach my goals more. And now what I've done this summer, where I've started this channel, I have a job that I love, I got to drive now, and I've been in a relationship with my family more than I ever have, and it's something that's really valuable and you can't take it for granted. And so I'm not saying that once you look at these things, all these great things will happen in your life and nothing bad's gonna happen to you, or you're never have to struggle with this with these temptations again. But just even just starting and saying, okay, I'm not gonna drink soda for this week, or I'm not gonna watch YouTube this week, or something like that. Even though for me, it was season of Lent that allowed me to get that reset. You can do it at any time and just okay. Like there's time even after this Lent where I was starting to fall back into bad habits with YouTube, and there was like a day where there was definitely like a day I wasted. I was like, oh man, like what did I spent a bunch of time today watching videos that were just entertainment, that didn't help me at all. And so it had to have been like June 2nd or something where I'm like, okay, you know what? I just took a time, sit down and write the goals, things I wanted to do, and just set a plan to stick to them. And I just had the best trip of my life in Tulsa, and again, I think my family are better than ever, and my job's great, and driving's great, and your goals become so much more achievable when you let go of the things that are dragging you down. And so, like I said before, the biggest things you can do is just like dedication and discipline. Those are really the two biggest things it takes. And setting the small time intervals to reach your goals, and to just let go of things that are like hurting you and hurting your life. It really does make a difference. And that's all I got for today. So I hope y'all got something out of this video, and let me know if this is something I should continue. And also in the comments, you can put down the next restaurant I should review for food. I did Freddy's last time. What should be the next one? Thanks. Peace out.